Fashion's biggest night is here, the 2024 Met Gala. This year's theme celebrates the opening of the Costume Institute's Sleeping Beauty's Reawakening Fashion exhibit, and the night's official dress code is Garden of Time.
The Met Gala is considered to be the world's most prestigious and glamorous fashion event and social gathering. Hence the name, Fashion's biggest night. People belonging to various professional spheres, which include fashion, film, television, music, theater, business, sports, social media, and politics, are included in the privileged invitation list to attend the Met Gala. Unlike all the previous years, the Met Gala has been facing criticism from social media, and let's just say that things are not to be taken lightly. In this video, we'll discuss the reason behind the public outroar, and we'll examine the different views shared by netizens. So without further ado, let's begin. The Met Gala was hosted in New York City on Monday. As you might already know, the gala attracts mass media attention. But what you might not know is that it is a yearly fundraiser for the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute. History has shown us how the public has wholeheartedly welcomed this fashion event. But this time, things didn't go the way planned. This year, the Met Gala, an event hosted by Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour, was welcomed with heavy criticism. Want to know the reason? Well, the netizens criticized the event due to the aggravating situation in Gaza as Israel has intensified its aggression. It was on the same day that marked the celebration of the gala that Israel called on Palestinians to leave eastern Rafah. Such a call was taken amid the increasing global alarm about the after effects of an Israeli annexation of the city. Stefan Dujarric, spokesperson for UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, opened up about the order and said it would be impossible to carry out safely. Millions of Palestinians took refuge in Rafah, but the hurdle that arose was that Tel Aviv had moved numerous brigades adjacent to the city. Well, the netizens have raised their voices, saying that during the massacre of an entire nation, it is indeed unimaginable to celebrate fashion's biggest night, or the first Monday of May, and watch celebrities in outfits worth a fortune. The fact is that these costumes will most likely be worn only once, and meanwhile, Gaza is surrounded by the threats of famine, death, and destruction. According to the netizens, the dystopian nature of the situation seemed to be excruciating. Things took a major turn after images of injured children from Gaza were interspersed with images from the Met Gala event. An ex-user wrote, "Doing the Met Gala at this moment in time feels like how the Germans were still doing big movie premieres in Berlin in 1945. Here the user refers to the Second World War, during which Nazi Germany, led by tyrant Adolf Hitler, persecuted Jewish people. Venetia Lamana, a campaigner for fair fashion, posted a video on Instagram where she openly said how much it felt dystopian. She said, "As our favorite celebrities took to the red carpet and voluntarily lost the ability to breathe and move, Israel seized control of Gaza's Rafah border crossing, halting the flow of aid, leaving Palestinians nowhere safe to go. They are involuntarily losing the ability to breathe and move." Many use social media platforms to point to the tragedy of Gaza, and they called for all eyes on Rafah. One among these individuals emphasized that it was insane that some were fretting over people's fits. The people urged, "I love fun. I love frivolity. I do, but wake up." Another cause of outrage among the public was the mind-boggling cost of the Met Gala tickets, with a single ticket costing a whopping $75,000. According to one social media user, the cost of one ticket could help in evacuating up to 3 families from Gaza. An ex-user wrote, "The entire event is a profit-oriented display of privilege and wealth, which Israel will probably use to distract from bombing on Rafah." A lot of people highlighted that high-profile events that featured Hollywood's elite were used as a tool of distraction to divert attention from Israeli aggression. During such events, the social media of netizens are flooded with the recent happenings within the world of pop culture. One ex strongly addressed his opinion that Israel always intensifies their bombings as soon as they understand that the world would be distracted by an important event. One netizen who urged people to talk about Palestine wrote, "The Super Bowl, the Oscars, the Met Gala, they're relying on you being distracted by terrible rich people parading around doing terrible rich people things while they invade Rafah and massacre thousands. Users wanted to address the fact that while the whole world is busy distracted by the Met Gala, the people in Rafah, the place considered to be the final designated safe zone in Palestine, are being assassinated by Israel. One of the netizens, as a part of expressing their severe disapproval of the Met Gala, termed the event as the Met Gala Massacre. This indicated that Israel rushed to evacuate Rafah and start bombing, with the Met Gala serving as the perfect distraction. There was another set of users who found it difficult to care about the event, while Israel had been actively bombing Gaza's last safe place. One TikTok user said in a video, while displaying a long list of celebrity names against a black background with the word silent next to some celebrities, "I made a Google Doc of every celebrity that attended the Met Gala, and now I'm going through and writing if they've been silent or if they've been using their platform to speak up about the genocide in Gaza." The list of celebrities included some of Hollywood's most famous names, such as Zendaya, Nicki Minaj, Keith Urban, and Andrew Scott. The TikTok user added, "Some of these celebrities have not been completely silent." The TikTok continued, "Zendaya did make a post back in October on her story supporting Palestine, but has been silent since. So I went ahead and put silent." There have been quite a lot of creators who posted negative reactions to a video Bailey posted during the event night saying, "Let them eat cake." The video had been taken down, and according to her, it was a nod, and the internet had her apologizing for her actions. According to Marcus Collins, an assistant professor of marketing at the University of Michigan, the Met Gala was quite a hyperbolic moment that seemed to have gotten the attention of a lot of people. He said the celebrity boycotts had existed, but they weren't really at the top of the social zeitgeist. But then you have a moment like the Met Gala that wasn't really related to the conflict, but the pieces were all at play. When the attacks in Gaza were happening the same day, the juxtaposition just got people talking and moving. Collins opened up about George Clooney's efforts, which could be dated to an era where social media hadn't risen, to end the war in Sudan. An article in The Guardian by the Sudan-based journalist Maeve Shearlaw explained about the impact of the celebrities' efforts over the years to bring change. "I don't see that it has halted or even reduced the genocide. The killing, displacement, sexual assaults, and rape never stopped." Well, the Met Gala hasn't been the same this year, with criticism sprouting from everywhere, especially the social media. The voice of the people of Gaza has seemed to have remained strong in this case, with such an event distracting people from the grave reality. So what do you think about the Met Gala, and do you think it was okay not to address the issues faced by the people of Gaza? Let us know in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that we can entertain you with more exciting videos.